It's been a difficult year for the royal family, with King Charles and the Princess of Wales both experiencing cancer. One person who knows them well and has had her own health worries is the Duchess of York, who received treatment for breast cancer and skin cancer just 6 months apart.
And joins us now. Very good morning to you.
Very good morning to you. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's absolutely lovely to see you. I mean, you've been through your own form of hell. I imagine being diagnosed with just one form of cancer is very difficult. Then you have another form as well, your breast cancer and melanoma. How are you doing?
Thank you. That's really kind of you. I think that it's sort of... I've obviously waited 64 years. Does it take huge scars for me to wake up and just like myself right now? And that's my big thing, is that all these years I've been thinking, am I good enough? Am I this? Am I that? Do I get it right? Do I get my finances right? Do I do this? And actually, suddenly now with mastectomy and then with malignant melanoma, and of course, every single day, it's not a wake-up call. It's a new normal, is that you can never say you're cancer-free, but you can say that I'm doing well, Susanna, and I'm very lucky, but I really am determined that, honestly, 1.2 mammograms are not being picked up. That people are not going for their mammograms. They're not being tested. They need to be tested. They can be tested, and they need to be tested. And don't be frightened.
Well,
there are many different... here I am.
Your message led me to go for a mammogram, because I had been avoiding it, because I was worried about it.
Yes, it is worrying.
And it wasn't the painful experience. I had it in my head that it was. So thank you for that message. All clear. Thank goodness.
But it's also, you're absolutely right, Susanna. You get very frightened. I went to the Royal Free Hospital because I didn't want to do an MRI and be shut in that tube. And when I went to the Royal Free, they gave me an injection, and that was able to show them where my splat was of my mastectomy, of my breast cancer. I didn't have a lump. I had a splat, like you'd play paintball, and it... like that. So they had to move very quickly. Now, that means that's very... For me, the NHS is there, Royal Free's there. I got out of the Royal Free, into my car, and I went, OK. Then I looked up on what it is to have a mastectomy, then I freaked. And that is really what happened. And so the mental health that in the last year is that I threw myself into writing and doing things which I know... but I threw myself into support, and I work with Marguerite Kay, who's a wonderful novelist who taught me how to be a novelist.
Right.
OK, so
this is your book, A Woman of Intrigue, but you are very open about the fact you write it with somebody else.
Collaborate. I've got this new word.
Collaborate.
I went up to Huddersfield.
So it's not ghostwritten.
Was that her word or your word?
My word.
OK.
And do you know, Martin, what I love is yesterday I went up to Huddersfield University and I asked 22 students to design the logo of Collaborate for me. And so now I want young people to say, I don't know how to do this, I want help. I'd like to have help. Because I'm a young person, I really am, 64, and I really believe that the Gen Z and young people, I'm out there for them. I want to be a generational bridge for young people. Okay. I want them to say, don't know how to do it.
Can I just ask, because we only were given a copy of your lovely book this morning, so we haven't had time to read it, but our editor did read it overnight. And she said there are some fruity bits in it.
Frisky.
One of which she couldn't even share in the morning meeting.
That's interesting.
Can you tell us live?
Well, Lady Mary, yes, is very into her underwear, and saucy, sexy, sassy, silky underwear.
OK.
Yeah. Ready?
I think it gets... Going? No, I think that's...
No,
I think that's...
It's still before the 9 a.m. watershed, yeah.
But the great thing about this, it is a complete... It's Bridgerton.
And everybody loves Bridgerton.
I want to be on Bridgerton. Susanna, let's go on Bridgerton.
Well, I tell you what, you're more likely to get onto Bridgerton now you've said that.
I think Lady Penelope should have a friend who's got red hair, like me.
Well, perfect. Let's get in touch with Shonda Rhimes and put you on...
I'm putting it out there.
Yeah, next series. We've asked you how you are. How is the King and how is Princess Kate?
Well, I mean, this is what's just amazing. I'm so proud of the King going to CRUK, the Cancer Research UK. and becoming the royal patron and going out there and talking to all these people, because it gives everybody that wonderful feeling that they are being listened to. And I thought that was very brave of him to do that. I think the lovely Princess Catherine doing the video was so brave. I think family unity is an extraordinary thing. And I honestly just you know, so proud, and I just send them lots of love and lots of support. And come on, we all rally together.
Sorry to bring a bit of a downer to bring it down, but obviously you live with Prince Andrew in Royal Lodge, and there has been press reports that there's a push to move you from Royal Lodge to the much smaller Frogmore Cottage. Do we know what's going on with that?
Well, you know, Martin, it's not a Debbie Downer. It's life in the fast lane. I'm a guest for a start. I'm a very lucky guest and a very comfortable guest. Thank you very much. But I tend not to get involved in brothers' discussions, and I think that's the most safe place to be, is let the brothers discuss it between themselves, and that's where I keep like that.
You have said, and we were just talking to Sam Ryder about how big events in your life can make you live the rest of your life in a very different way.
Yes,
and you've talked about the fact that you have a huge personality. We would all acknowledge you do, but that in some ways you've kept it kind of limited. You said that your father told you something quite cruel, that you were a bore.
No.
I mean, I don't think anyone could ever accuse you of being boring. But the person who really saw you as you really are was the late Queen.
Yeah, I know. And I think that's the other thing. So cancer, my writing, my doing this, but I also think the key was when, just before the Queen died, Queen Elizabeth, the late Queen, and she said, Sarah, just being yourself is enough, and it's good enough. And as soon as she said that, I sort of know that when I walk on and talk to you guys, you know, you can ask me anything you like, because I feel I'm okay now. I've done my apprenticeship of life at 64, and now I sort of feel as though, wow, she says myself is good enough. Well, I thought she was one of the finest people I've ever met in my entire life, and a legend, an icon, and I just love her. And of course, I have the corgis every day.
I was going to ask, how are the corgis doing, the late Queen's corgis?
They are fantastic. And they sit there. I think all the 5 Norfolks are furious because the corgis come in and, you know, yes, we're used to this, we're used to that, but they are fantastic. And I really believe that we must uphold, this country must uphold the value system of the integrity of the Queen, the late Queen, and the King now is just so phenomenal. And the Queen Camilla is doing such a good job at supporting the King. And I honestly just so impressed with such hard work.
Yeah, she's had to do even more, hasn't she? Yeah. Look, it's lovely to talk to you. A Woman of Intrigue is your latest novel. I'm going to delve into it after the I'm quite excited about all that underwear.
And go get checks.
Go get... Yeah, exactly.
Earlier, the better.
Earlier and don't be frightened, because I'm still here.
You are?
Yeah.
Thank goodness. And you're staying here because Sarah is joining forces with the Loose Women at 12:30 later on this morning.
Thank you,
today,
Susanna.
this afternoon,
today,
lunchtime. Thank you. Lovely to see you.
Thank you, Martin.
Thank you.
Thank you.